Hi guys, we're going to start a unit on solving exponential equations. But before we do that, we need to review laws of exponents and how we simplify expressions containing exponents. So our first rule, we learned this when we were in Algebra 1. When our bases are the same, the base is the a, we have a to the x times a to the y. We add our powers. We have a to the x plus y. However, when we're dividing a to the x divided by a to the y, we subtract the powers, a to the x minus y. When we have a power to a power, like we do in this problem, we have a to the x to the y, a power to a power. You multiply your powers. So don't get that confused with the rule above it. When you're multiplying, you add your powers, but when you have a power to a power, you multiply your powers. So that would give us a to the xy power. Negative powers. Any number to a negative power can be rewritten as the reciprocal of the base. The base is a. Right now it's a over 1. The reciprocal of a over 1 would be 1 over a, and then it would be to the positive x power. So it would be 1 over a to the positive x. And vice versa, 1 over a to the negative x power could be rewritten a, which is the reciprocal of 1 over a to the positive x power. So I always think of it like this. This is silly, but it helps me. I always think if my power is negative, I'm going to take it to the opposite place in the fraction. Like it doesn't like it in the bottom of the fraction, it's negative down there. So if you move it up to the top, it becomes a to the positive x power. Right now, it's in the top, it's a to the negative x. We would bring it to the bottom of the fraction, it would become 1 over a to the x. All right, next rule, we have ab to the x power. And this is sort of like distributing. That would give us a to the x, b to the x. Any number to the 0 power is 1. That's a rule you have to memorize. You've just got to know that rule. The next rule, we have a fraction. And the entire fraction is to the x power. So your numerator will be to the x power and your denominator will be to the x power. So a to the x over b to the x. It's kind of like, again, like distributing. A to the y, x over y power. Now, this is a really good one. I always think of it as a to the, this number is my exponent and this number is my root. So if I had a to the x over y power, x is my exponent, y is my root, that would be rewritten. X is the exponent and y is the root. So it would be rewritten like that. Okay, let's see if we can't, and vice versa. If you had the y root of a to the x power, that would be a to the exponent over the root. That would be a to the x over y power. It's the exponent divided by the root. So that would be a to the x over y power. Okay, let's see if we can't simplify a few of them. I'm going to go kind of quickly. I only have a max of 15 minutes. I'm up to 4.5. So we're going to go through these quickly. You can rewind and do it again if you'd like. So the first one, I'm going to raise everything inside to the second power. So that would be 4 to the second power, x to the second power, and then I have y to the 5th to the second. That's a power to a power. So that's where I multiply. When I have a power to a power, that would be y to the 10th. Now I'm going to multiply these two together. I'm going to multiply my 3 times my 4 squared, which is 16. 3 times 16 is 48. My x to the third times my x to the second, that would give me x to the fifth because I add my powers. You only multiply your powers when you take a power to a power. And my y to the fourth times my y to the 10th gives me y to the 14th. Okay, next problem. Everything inside parentheses is being raised to the fourth power. So I have 2 to the fourth power, x to the fourth power, y to the negative 2 to the fourth power again. Power to a power. That's very powerful. You multiplied. Multiplying is powerful. Sub b to the negative 8 power. 2 to the fourth power, don't be mistaken, that's not 2 times 4. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's 16. So we have 16x to the fourth and y to the negative 8. We don't like to leave negative powers, so if it's not happy in the numerator, which all of this is in the numerator, if it's not happy in the numerator, you can move it to the denominator and it becomes y to the positive 8 in the denominator. Now it's happy. Positive is happy, negative is sad and not happy. Okay, the next problem, everything inside parentheses, top of the fraction and bottom of the fraction will be squared. So we have 2 squared, x to the third squared, power to a power, multiply, and y to the first squared, that would be y squared, times everything inside parentheses is being cubed, y cubed over x to the ninth power. So that would give me 4 x to the sixth, y to the third. I'm multiplying straight across the top and multiply my bottom, straight across the top, straight across the bottom. That would give me x to the ninth, y to the second power. Now I can reduce. 4 stays in the top. There's nothing to reduce the 4. X to the sixth over x to the ninth. I could subtract, but I'm telling you it'll be easier if I just think of it as having 6 x's in the numerator, 9 x's in the denominator. The 6 x's in the numerator cancel out 6 x's in the denominator, and I still have 3 x's left in the denominator, so I have x cubed. And same thing, the 2 y's that are in the bottom cancel out 2 of the y's in the top, so I have y to the first in the numerator left over. Okay, a couple more. Like I said, we're going pretty quickly. Everything is to the power negative 3. So that's x to the negative 2 to the negative 3. If I multiply, it gives me x to the 6th, y to the negative 9. Uh-oh, that's not happy where it's at. So x to the 6th is happy in the numerator, but y to the negative 9 is not. So I bring it down, make it y to the positive 9. Now it's happy. Happy, sad, silly me. 4 and 8 will reduce. 4 goes into 4 once and into 8 twice. So I have a 2 in my numerator. Now, this x to the negative 1 is going to come up. So I have x to the third and an x to the first. Now x to the first is happy. Y to negative 5. It doesn't like it in the top. Bring it down. Y to the fifth times y to the second. So all in all, I'm going to have 2x to the fourth over y to the seventh. Okay, the next one, remember this is my exponent and this is my root number. So my root number, it's the cube root of negative 27, and my exponent is 2. So the cube root of negative 27 means what times itself 3 times will give you negative 27, and it's negative 3. The cube root of negative 27 is negative 3, and negative 3 squared is 9, and that's that. This one, same type of problem. We've got 4, and my root is 2, so it's the square root of 4. And then my exponent is negative 5. So the square root of 4 is 2. We have 2 to the negative 5 power. but we won't leave it 2 to the negative 5 because it's not happy. It's got a negative power. We'll make it 1 over 2 to the positive 5, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 5 times. That's 1 over 32, final answer. The next one, we have the cube root of all of these. The cube root, well, let me just do this. 27 to the 1/3, that would be r squared to the 1/3. So I'm going to multiply these two. That would give me 2/3. S to the, I'm going to multiply these two. 6 times 1/3 would be 6/3. And this is the cube root of 27, and then to the first power. And the cube root of 27 is 3. So we have 3 r to the 2/3 power, s to the second power. And we can just leave it like that. A couple more. Y to the n to the second. Power to a power. We're going to multiply those two together. Times, this is y to the first power, over y to the n times y to the n. So we would add these n's together. 1n plus 1n gives us 2n. Y to the 2n over y to the 2n cancel out because you're multiplying. You can cancel. And we end up with y to the first. Last but not least, we have y, square root of y. So this would be square root. If I were doing my ER, my exponent is a 1 and my root is a 2. So that would be y to the 1/2 power times y to the first power, which is 2 halves. I might need that. I don't know. Maybe. And y to the negative 2, well, it's not happy down there. Let's bring it up. It'll become y to the positive 2. So if I add these all up, I have y to the 2 plus 1 plus 1/2. That would be y to the 3.5 power. And that would be okay. We could leave it like that. Okay, there is a worksheet and it's learning. You all will do the first page of it. You'll just do the front where you are simplifying. So tomorrow we will continue with the solving. So for today, just the front. Have a good day, guys.